Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how I made this POW skirt. It is a hula skirt made for my 4-year-old's hula class. And since she is 4 years old, I only needed to use 1 yard of fabric. If you need to make a longer skirt, you will need to purchase more fabric. So a standard bolt of fabric is 42 inches in width, and the length of the skirt is determined by the amount of fabric that you purchase. So for this skirt, I purchased 1 yard. 1 yard is 36 inches. If I cut that 1 yard in half, I will have 2 pieces which measure 18 inches, which will be the approximate length of my skirt. So that is how you determine how much fabric you will need. So here is my piece of fabric already cut. I folded the fabric in half, so half the yard, and my final pieces will measure 42 inches by 18 inches. I went ahead and I added this piece of white fabric at the top of my skirt. This is what will encase the elastic in the inside of the skirt. And you can go ahead and purchase more fabric, but it would mean that I would have had to purchase 1 yard 12 inches. And instead of doing that, I just decided to use this white piece of fabric that I had. So I added it to the top of my skirt, and like I said, you don't have to do this step. You can just purchase additional fabric and calculate for this addition of length. So once my 2 pieces are ready, I will sew them right sides facing together. These will be the side seams of the skirt. I went ahead and I used a serger for the sides, and I didn't show this step, but I did do a straight stitch as well on the sides. This is just me serging the sides together. And once I've done this, I fold just to make sure that it's all aligned, and it will work perfectly for the elastic. You need to go ahead and iron the top as well. So I am going to hem the skirt first, and I serged the bottom, and once again I didn't show it, but I did fold another inch and I did a straight stitch. But this is just me serging the bottom of the skirt for the hem. So once you finish the hem, you will need to mark the inside of the elastic casing, and there is sort of a pattern to this. You can tell that I folded over 1/2 inch of the fabric at the waist when I was ironing, and that is exactly my points where I will be sewing. Right at the end of that print, I will be sewing a straight line, then 1 inch below that, 1/2 inch below that, and then 1 inch below that. I will be adding 2 pieces of elastic and threading them through. Now the length of the elastic will depend on your child, but always make sure to leave an opening, which I am marking right now, of where to not sew, so you will be able to put the elastic through. So this is me sewing the lines, and you can tell it's a pretty easy project, but you need to get it pretty straight. So you don't want the elastic not to be able to fit because it will be crammed in there. So the next step is optional. You can sew or serge the end of that interior piece of fabric. Like I said, I used a white print, but in your case you could use the same fabric print that you purchased. I decided to clean it up and serge the bottom. Once I've done that, I can thread my elastic. Now I've already done the top, and it's really hard to show this, but I used 3/4 inch elastic, and I threaded it through with this pin that I have. And you have to pull it out and then stitch it closed, and then you can stretch out your skirt for its final look. And you can tell it gets pretty crammed. The elastic, it's a tight fit, so you need to make sure those lines are perfectly marked and you sew straight on those lines so the elastic will fit. And that is a 1 inch encasing for a 3/4 inch elastic. Now this is me just closing out. You have to stretch out the fabric, and you need to sew that opening closed so you can finally stretch out the fabric in your skirt. This is what it should look like at the end. You can tell there's 2 pieces of elastic threaded through, and the middle one just adds it's something they do for these skirts, I've learned. So this is the inside, what it should look like, and it's a pretty easy project. It takes me about maybe 2 hours to make, if not less. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.